Hey, Jungle Explorer here, and today I'm going to be showing you this Clobo 20 megapixel trail game camera. Now, if you've seen some of my other videos, you know that I did some testing and reviews on the Clobo 16 megapixel trail camera. So this is their newest model, the 20 megapixel. So let's go ahead and go right into the box here. I got your manual there. Got your camera. Pull it out of the bag here. This is a lot different than their 16 megapixel one, which I really like the design of. Got you a belt here, your data cable, and this one actually comes with 2 remotes. So there are no onboard controls for this to control it or set it. It's all going to be set by remote, so you're going to try to keep a hold of these remotes. There's nowhere on board to store the remote that I can find. It's got a little latch over here. The bottom opens up right here. This right here is your battery compartment. Pull that out. Your batteries come out. I've already got some batteries in there. Alright, your SD card goes right here. Full-size SD card. Has the charging port and your data USB micro data connection right there, so you can get your images off your card if you don't want to take the card out. Now that I really like, right? I like that about the Clobo cameras because they do use the full-size SD cards, and that just makes it a lot easier to handle than those tiny little micro SD cards when you're going to take something in and out there. So that's pretty good. I do like that. And the battery case on this is pretty easy to use. You just pull it out and push it in like... Actually, I got it upside down. I'm doing this all upside down, guys, so you have to be patient with me. Okay? So, you push that in, and then lock that down, and your batteries are in. SD card in. Now, to look at things, actually, you don't have to open the camera up. It's got a little door right here. Boom. There's your LCD right there. That's where that's at. Oh, I forgot to turn it on. There's a little switch right, little switch right here. You can see it right there. And I'm going to switch it to menu. Okay. Now it's on menu. Go ahead and close that. We've got our LCD screen here, and then it's infrared, so you got to point the remote at the camera. And then you can control everything from your little buttons right here. Up, down, OK. And you can set all your settings. And then when you're done, you just press exit. And it's done. It operates pretty fast. I've already set up all the settings. I'm going to put this out in the field. I just mowed around my deer feeder yesterday and filled it with some fresh scented apple corn. I like the apple scented corn. It seems to have a little bit more attraction than just the normal corn itself. And we're coming into September here, so going to start trying to bring those deer in for deer season. So I went ahead and switched from regular corn to apple scented corn, and that's hopefully going to bring in some bigger bucks and things like that. So I'm going to go set this out for a few weeks, guys, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to see how it did. So for me, it'll be 3 weeks. For you, it'll just be a moment. All right, we're back, and it's been 9 days since I put this out in the field, and now we're going to give you the results. But before I do, let me take a moment to make a plea with you, my subscribers, and my viewers, okay? The Jungle Explorer channel is now 3 years old, and I'm now approaching 4,500 subscribers, and that's a lot of subscribers, but I really was planning to be a lot further along than I am right now. And some people have commented recently saying, why is your channel called the Jungle Explorer channel? You don't do anything about the jungle. You got me there. It's really, that's really kind of a thing that people don't understand. The Jungle Explorer channel was created, or at least my dream originally was to go into the jungle and document native tribal traditions and survival techniques and just all their crafts and things that they know how to do and preserve that, because I did spend 20 years in the Amazon jungle. That's where I got the name, the Jungle Explorer. That's where it comes from. And I want to go back there and do that. But unfortunately, I'm not financially capable of doing that right now on my own. And I need some help. And so when I created the Jungle Explorer channel, my intent originally was to do that. Okay, guys? So what I'm going to ask you here is, as my subscribers and my new subscribers, help support the channel, guys. Because once I reach the financial point where the channel is able to support trips to the Amazon and all that and finance that, I'm going to start going down there, and we're going to get some really cool YouTube videos, man, of some real Amazonian native tribal people doing stuff in the jungle, and me doing it too. So that's what I really want to bring to you, okay? So help support the channel. Please subscribe, guys, and share it on social media, and let's get it out there. I mean, there's other videos that get 8 million views a week. Mine don't, okay? So let's do that, all right? Let's do this, and maybe next year I'll be in Amazon documenting some incredible things that you've never seen before anywhere, because I have connections and I can do that. All right? Thanks for letting me make that plea right here. Okay, so let's get back to the camera here. Let me run through the stats that accumulated in 9 days real quick so you've got that. All right, so when I put it in the field, I put 8 batteries in it. Each one was measured at 1.59 volts. After 9 days, I measured those batteries, and they were at 1.5 volts. Okay? In that time, 9-day period, it wrote a total of 648 files. That's 324 images and 324 10-second video files for a total data size of 6.31 gigabytes. Okay? Each image was approximately 1.3 megabytes in size, and each video was approximately 1.8 megabytes per second of video. So a 10-second video would be 18 megabytes, okay? All right. We had 93 positive activations. That means activations where there was an animal visible in the picture, and 231 false activations means that there was no animal visible in the image or video. Okay, now that seems like an imbalance there. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later when I get into the likes and dislikes. Okay. Now I'm going to talk about the image quality. So let me give you some samples there. That's what you're watching this video for, is for those samples. Let me throw up a daytime picture here. This is just a middle of the day picture. There's nothing at the feeder right there. But it gives you a good idea. Here is a dusk picture of what I'd call a lower light image. Give you an idea of what it takes at, like, in the morning or at night when animals, or in the morning or at dusk whenever animals might be there. And here is a couple of nighttime images, because that's what's really important. Most animals come at night. You see a deer there. Now here's another one. This is a huge hog, biggest hog I've ever had at my feeder, probably 300 pounds. I hope he comes back. I only saw him one time. Okay, so there you go, your images. All right, so now let me show you some videos, and make sure you turn your volume up during these videos, because this is actually pretty good audio coming out of this camera. One of the best mics I've seen in any camera. So here's the daytime video. Here's a dusk video. And here is a nighttime video. And so if you had your camera up, you could actually hear, like, the pig crunching the corn, okay? And that's very good audio. So this would be a pretty good security camera. All right, so there you have your images and your videos. I'm going to just comment on those real shortly. I think they're good quality images and videos, especially the nighttime images and videos were better than some other cameras that I've tested. Now let's go to my likes and my dislikes. And the reason I'm using the words likes and dislikes and not using pros and cons, because the camera really didn't have any cons. It did what it was supposed to do, what it's engineered to do, and I didn't have any engineering defects. Okay, my first like is exactly that. It had no defects. It didn't screw up somehow. And you'd be surprised how many of these cameras that I test that have at least one thing that screws up on them that doesn't work right. Just didn't have that. So that's a good thing. Okay, I like that. Again, my second like is the good image quality, especially the nighttime image. Really was able to, you can see real detail on those animals there. And the battery efficiency was just amazing on it because, if you consider that every time it takes a video at night, it has to turn these infrared lights on and leave them on the entire time. I would say we had probably 120 nighttime videos. And for it to only use 0.9 volts of batteries at night and have that bright of nighttime imagery and videos, I think that's pretty good, guys. That's probably one of the most efficient cameras I've tested so far this year. All right, so that's really good. Unfortunately, there are a couple of dislikes. It's nothing serious. Again, I'm going to say this right up front. I don't promote products, okay, guys? I do not promote products. This is an actual review, and these are my opinions, so take that what it is. I'm going to tell you about my dislikes. I'm not saying something's broken here, okay? Now, I'm a little bit biased. I was a little bit disappointed when I got this camera, and I'll tell you why. Because I actually did a review for the 16 megapixel Clobo, which I loved the case design on it. And you're like, what's the case design got to do with anything? Well, there's not nothing really serious, but for me, I just love this one right here because it's easier to open up. It's got a big latch here. You open it up, you're ready to go. Your battery comes out, boom, and it's just, you turn it on, boom, it's right there. Everything's right there. Easy. Look how fast that was. On this one, it's a little different. It's got a little side latch. You got to take that down like there. You got to move that out there. Okay. Then you got your access to the bottom here. Your power switch is this little bitty thing right here. It's hard to get your finger in there and control that. It's got three different levels there. Your battery thing, you got to get this little bar out like that. Pull the battery out, and then to put it back in, you got to push it in, and then while you're holding it in, you got to close this right here. All right. It's nothing wrong with it. It's just not as efficiently as designed as this. And I'm not really a fan of the color of it. I think this was better color, better pattern design for camo on it. But that's not really something to say it's wrong. Okay. All right. The other thing that you might like it, but for me, it doesn't have any manual onboard controls. It's completely dependent on a remote control. Whether you like that or not, it's just up to you. Me, I kind of think about, like, if I drive to my deer lease and I forget the darn remote control, there's no way to control it. So I'm kind of a Boy Scout. I'm always planning ahead here. I think they should have put some onboard controls. There's nothing wrong with it, and I do love the little remote control for controlling it and setting it. It's a lot easier, but then punching all the little buttons with your fingers, remote controls are good. I just wish it had onboard controls. About the only thing other that I can say about it is that the LCD, you can't really see it in the daytime. It's fine for setting it up in the house or anything, but out in the field in the daytime, you really can't see much on the LCD, so it's not very useful out in the field because you got to be like covering it up with your hand and putting your hat over it to be able to see it. Other than that, there's nothing really wrong with the camera. It did good and it performed well, took great pictures. All that stuff, I'm not, like I said, it's a pretty decent camera. I'm going to go back to all the false activations. I can't really say they're false activation, guys, because I have a plague of grasshoppers this year, which really is screwing up my test. I'm going to throw a little video up here as I'm walking up to my testing area, and they're really screwing up my test because they get on the camera and they crawl across the lens, and I'm going to throw up a couple of pictures where you can see them on the lens, and they crawl across the sensors, and it's really kind of giving me some false data here. So I'm not sure how many times it was grass that activated it, and there was no animal, or how many times it was actually grasshoppers crawling on the actual machine, because they're all over everything. Like I said, it did have a lot more false activations than this one did during the 21-day test period in the same location, but I had this sensor set to medium and I had this one set to high, and that might have played a difference. But I'm still telling you that it did have 231 false activations. What caused those and whether that was the fault of the sensor, I don't know, but it was there. So there you have it. That's the review of the Clobo 20 megapixel trail cam. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I know it's long, guys, but you know me, I'm trying to give you all the stats and everything. And I'm going to make one last plea to you. Please help me boost this channel and get it going really good. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Until next time, this is the Jungle Explorer signing out.